Hey guys, welcome to 6 Minutes for Thursday, July 14th. Jason Fulmore, SE Russell, and we are breaking down our final preview of Fargo, which is now just a couple days away. I'm obviously am doing this ahead of time, so that's important to know because some of the graphics I put together and everything else, it wouldn't be a surprise to see some of these names change in terms of dropping in, dropping out. We've already had that happen several different rounds as we led up to this point. I kind of waited till the last minute to be able to film this, but yeah. So don't be surprised if a weight changes here, a weight changes there, that sort of thing. So, but we are going to talk junior, junior freestyle and Greco, junior freestyle Greco. We are actually going to combine it all into one junior category because I'm not going to make a different preview video for Greco as compared to freestyle. It would be pretty redundant. Most of the wrestlers compete in both styles and that sort of thing. So, yeah, you'll see both Greco and freestyle on this list on these graphics. Yeah, so let's jump into it. Let's talk a little bit about the 100-pounders here in junior men. And as you can see, Zane Donnelly of Oklahoma is a returning freestyle champ. Coulter Burton from Idaho, who you will see on one of the graphics later, is the Greco champ. Javon Yarborough from Ohio, Hank Krieger, and Isaac Stewart are all definitely kind of at the top of that. Yarborough is a returning 16U champ in freestyle, Greco runner-up. Krieger and Stewart were both freestyle All-Americans. Stewart was also a Greco All-American in juniors, which is important. And then you see a few 16U freestyle All-Americans and a Greco All-American and William Jakeway below that group. So 100, probably not the deepest of the weight classes in juniors. In fact, it's certainly not the deepest weight class in juniors. But they're going to have to battle to make the top 8. It's still going to be 80, 90, I don't know. I don't know how large it's going to be, but it's going to be a big weight class, and there'll be some battles to make the podium. One name that you might want to pay attention to there at the bottom is Wallace Blue from Alabama. When given the opportunity and the graphics aren't so large, I try to highlight a couple of Southeast kids to keep an eye on. At 100 pounds, we've got William Jakeway and Wallace Blue, both maybe will be in the hunt here at 100 pounds. Okay, 106, we got Hunter Taylor from Missouri, Ray Harris, California. Those are your two returning champs, one in freestyle, one in Greco. And then we've got a number of different wrestlers here. So Drew Ayala and Colin Lemberg are both ranked, as is Mac Mauger and Gage Singleton. Ayala was a 16U freestyle All-American a year ago. Mac Mauger was a freestyle and Greco champ in 16U a year ago, a double champ. And then Gage Singleton was a 16U freestyle and Greco All-American as well. So the top of this list, pretty tough. And then, if you look down below, you got Coulter Burton, who was a junior. Not even a 16U, a junior Greco champ and a junior freestyle All-American. He'll definitely be in the hunt. One person to watch that I'm pretty interested in watching is Tyson Roach from Louisiana, who's a returning junior freestyle All-American. Definitely one that can make a run for the top 8 again. And then at the bottom there, again, highlighting somebody from the Southeast, Cale Tucker from Alabama. Had a really good, I think it was junior duels, and has been really competitive. Going to be tough to make the top 8, but Cale should definitely be one to keep an eye on. All right, let's jump up to 113, and as you can see, the font gets smaller because there are a lot more names to keep on the graphic. There's just so much, and so you got Braden Davis, Davin Guajano from Arizona, who are the two champs, and you'll see Braden Davis's name a little bit later. I'm not sure about Davian's name. I don't know if he's back in the field or not. But At the very top, you see Hunter Taylor, who's a returning junior freestyle champ. A couple of 16U freestyle All-Americans. Be interesting to see if Kilcarry is at 13 or if he's jumped up to 120. Watch Nate Desmond wrestle down in Disney Duels. Look great. He's a returning 16U freestyle and Greco All-American as well, and ranked. In fact, as you look at this, there are 8 wrestlers that are ranked at their weight. So Michael Olson, Marvari, Deion Johnson, Matthew Dolan, all going to be in the hunt as well. That's 8. That's it. That would be the 8 weight. I mean, they only put 8 on the podium. And then you've got a whole list of other returning All-Americans down below. You know, junior freestyle All-Americans, Wyatt Skiba, Isaac Paulino, Connor Fisser. I mean, again, you know, Tugger Bowen. Again, I can't name them all. There's so many of them. One person I would point out is Tyler Washburn. Tyler was a junior Greco All-American a year ago. Missed making the podium in freestyle by, I think he lost a very close match in the blood round. So Tyler will be in the hunt as well. But junior 113, boy, it's going to get good very quickly on, what is that, Sunday when they begin wrestling. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. Make sure you keep an eye on the 113 pounders. All right, 120. Cannon Webster from Illinois, Max Black from Colorado. You'll see Cannon. He's up at 132. He's back, but not here in this bracket. But we have, again, another fantastic bracket with Nate Jesroga, who's ranked number 1 at 120. Braden Davis, who's a returning junior champ. Caden Horvath from Michigan also. Cale Lairdson from Nebraska, who is a returning 16U freestyle American and a Greco champ. And really fun to watch. So if you get an opportunity to go watch somebody at 120, Cale Lairdsson's really fun to watch. I would definitely go and check out some of his matches. And then, you know what? Again, a whole long list of returning Greco and freestyle All-Americans. And then down below, again, trying to highlight some of the Southeast wrestlers, which is hard because these brackets are so huge. And so many of them have returning, accolades of returning All-American, or they're ranked, or this or that. So it's really hard to kind of, be able to fit that in there. But Patrick Jones from Florida, Justin Bradford from Tennessee, and Bentley Ellison from Tennessee should be in the mix. It'll be interesting to see how far they can make a run, and if they can get within distance of that top 8, which, when you've got 120 in your weight class, that's not exactly easy to do. Got to win like 8 matches or something like that. Junior men, 126, Drake Ayala is a returning champ there. Jeremy Bockert from Alaska was the Greco champ. And if you didn't watch Drake Ayala wrestle a year ago, you missed out. Very few people dominate their bracket in junior freestyle, and he did. I mean, he was superb. And this bracket is superb. Cale Peterson from Iowa, Aiden Valencia, who is just committed to Stanford, Mason Gibson from Pennsylvania, who just committed to Cornell, Drew Gorman from Georgia, is a double All-American in 16Us a year ago, Gable Porter, Dylan Campbell. Again, I can go on and on and on and on. You just see the AAs out to the side and know that this weight class is super deep. Again, another person I'd pay attention to down there at the bottom, Hudson Waldrop from Alabama, has been here. He knows what the competition's like, and the question will be, can he navigate his way through an exceptionally tough, maybe the toughest bracket in juniors. I don't know. I've looked at several of these, and they've shifted a little bit, but 26, 32, 38. I think there was like 170, 195. Super, super tough. All right. Let's jump up to 132. And this is going to be lights out. This is going to be super fun to watch. Nasir Bailey from Illinois is returning freestyle. Or he won it a year ago. He'll be up at weight at 138. Dane Dalrymple won Greco from Tennessee. That was so awesome. It was great to watch Dane make a run to it last year. And then we've got a who's who of 132s, including Alabama's Corey Land, who's ranked number 3 at 126, and is a returning maybe cadet Greco silver medalist. I don't know if he was cadet or not. World silver medalist, okay? But, he shares the bracket with Cale Hughes from Oklahoma, Cannon Webster, who was a junior freestyle champ a year ago. Hughes beat Webster at junior duels. Vincent Robinson from Illinois, Grayson Clark, Evan Frost. Again, I could go on and on of naming names, and you should just take a second and look. And if you notice all these names that are on this list, all the way until the very bottom, and then the last name doesn't have any accolades out to the side, because Isaiah Poe from Alabama, I don't know that he's wrestled in Fargo previously. But, Isaiah is wrestling lights out. I think that Isaiah has the ability to beat anybody in this field. So just because somebody has, some accolades out to the side of their name doesn't mean that those that do not have a shot to make a run. And Isaiah Poe is definitely one that can make a run at 132. Although, boy, what a deep weight class. Junior men, 138, Tegan Jamison, last year from Texas, was your freestyle champ. Quintanilla from Washington was your Greco champ. There we see Nasir Bailey from Illinois. And then again, we've got Bailey, Gilcher, Seltzer, Ryder Block, Pearson Manville, Brennan Van Hoke from Florida, who's ranked number 19 at 145. Jacob Frost, who's ranked number 19 at 138. And that's the first group, right? Let's see, 8 right there in the first group. And leading off the second group is Emilio Yasa Aguirre, who I think he knocked off Nick Bozakis a year ago, made a run to the finals in juniors before losing in the finals. And he's not even ranked. Again, it gives you an idea of how deep the weight class is. You got Giannis Charles, who was a 16U Greco All-American in the mix there. A number of All-Americans there listed. And then again, at the bottom, and I said this about Isaiah Poe, it's the same thing with Cooper Haas and Jeremiah Price from North Carolina. They don't have something out to the side of their name, but they have the ability to beat anybody in that group. I know Cooper Haas had a really good junior duels. His only loss in freestyle, I think it was freestyle, his only loss in freestyle was to Nasir Bailey, who was at the top of that list. Otherwise, just expect some great matches and expect them early. You don't have to wait around until the quarters or the semis or the finals. There are going to be some fantastic matches very, very early in this tournament. Okay, 145s. Jordan Williams from Oklahoma is returning freestyle champ. Tyler Antononiak of Nebraska was returning Greco. Neither one are back. But 145 is going to be a lot of fun, too. We've got Caleb Lark in there, Coy Buskins, Quintanilla, Mantanona, Richard Fedlin. Again, I can list names, but I've tried to, as it relates to these graphics, is to give you an idea of a few names to pay attention to. A few names that, to be fair, have made the podium previously, so they should be paid attention to. But just because, again, you haven't made the podium previously doesn't mean that you're not going to make a run. And down there at the bottom, Cole Brooks from Oklahoma. If you've watched Cole wrestle at junior duels, he was fantastic. He is definitely one that maybe isn't amongst the list with all the things out to the side as far as rankings and everything else. But if you watched him wrestle, you'll know that he can definitely make some noise in a, again, super, super tough weight. Tyler Tracy from North Carolina returns, moving up from 16U into a Sharks into Shark-infested waters here at 145, as is Colin Duple. But they both have the ability to make a run as well. So going to be a ton of fun. Let's jump up to 152. Caleb Henson from Georgia was your freestyle champ. Nick Hamilton from Nebraska was your Greco champ. First person you see on the list is Cody Chittum from Tennessee, ranked number 2 at 152. Again, Cody probably enters as one of the 3-4 favorites at the weight. He's gonna have to work his butt off to get to the top step, but Cody is primed to make that run. Ty Whalen, who's a returning freestyle All-American, ranked number 7 at 145, is definitely one to watch, as is Burden, Evans, Voinovich. Again, don't want to list a bunch of names. A couple of things I want to point out to. Latrell Schaefer, returning 16U freestyle All-American. Yeah, Latrell has a real shot to break through and move from a 16U freestyle All-American to a junior freestyle All-American, no doubt. Jaden New, down from Alabama, down at the bottom. Another one that you should definitely keep an eye on here at 152. All right, 160. And I know I'm missing Southeast kids. It's just one of those things that I'm trying to make sure that I don't make this too terribly long. And again, trying to highlight those that return. But again, you've got this long laundry list of returners. Look at 160. Josh Barr is returning champ at freestyle. And MJ Gayton from California is returning Greco champ. And then you've got, again, Nico Ruiz, Aiden Riggs, Braden Scholes, Brendan Abden from Florida, who's ranked number 10 at 160. His only loss at junior duels was to Braden Scholes above. So Brendan Abden's been wrestling absolutely lights out. Probably our best shot, the Southeast's best shot at making the podium at 160. Although you definitely need to look down below. You got Tyler Secoy from Georgia, who was a 16U freestyle All-American. Jeremy Paradise from Georgia, who definitely has the ability to make a run here at 160 as well. Cordell White, Mason Alley. Again, lots of opportunities, but all of them are deep weight classes where you're going to have to win many, many matches to put yourself in position to make that podium. All right, let's jump up to 170. Manny Rojas from Michigan is your freestyle return champ. Evan Conyer, Nebraska. And then, wow, again, I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. But I'll throw out a couple of names. Rocco Welsh and Josh Barr. Josh Barr is returning junior freestyle champ. Rocco Welsh, I think, was 3rd from Pennsylvania. You've got Tyler Lillard. You've got Brody Bauman. Noah Mulvaney from Wisconsin. Again, a ton of different names. And then right below them, those are all the ones that are ranked. And then below them, you've got a bunch of returning All-Americans, including Roman Garcia, who is an All-American in 16Us in both freestyle and Greco. Somebody to watch. And then you've got names like Savoy New and Omari Alvarez and Kodiak Kennedy, who, and if you haven't watched Rick Bolger wrestle from Utah, definitely I had to throw him on there on the list as well. Making the top 8, again, at 170 is going to be tough. All right, 182. TJ Stewart was your freestyle champ. D'Anthony Parker from Illinois was your Greco champ. A little less than maybe what we've seen in a couple of the other weight classes, but don't get fooled. 182 is super deep. Ryder Rogitsky from Minnesota is at the top of that list. I'm not going to try Tate's last name from Iowa. Joseph Martin from California. And then you see at the bottom of that first group is Hoke Po Hogan from Georgia, who's ranked number 20 at 182, returning Greco All-American. Didn't make the podium last year as a 16U freestyler, but again, gotten bigger, gotten stronger, and definitely should be in the hunt for a top 8 spot here at 182. As you look further down, the one name that I want to point out is Hunter Jones from Alabama. He's won multiple state titles in the state of Alabama. I think this is his first trip to Fargo. Tough place to start. Junior men up at 182 with a ton of really, really talented wrestlers in the group. But very interested to see how Hunter wrestles and competes here at Junior 182. Junior 195. This could be the best weight class of the group. I mean, Rylan Rogers of Idaho is a junior freestyle All-American. Wyatt Volker was a Greco champ and a freestyle All-American a year ago. Camden McDaniel from was a 16U freestyle All-American. And then we get to Sawyer Bartel, who's a 16U Greco All-American and freestyle or Greco champ and a freestyle All-American. And Sawyer, back at Elite 8, beat TJ Stewart, who is the 182 was the defending 182 Fargo champ. So again, gives you some perspective. 195 is super deep, and you know I've mentioned a few names there, but if you just peek down below, that's Cody Merrill from California, freestyle runner-up, Greco champ in 16U. Oscar Williams from Oklahoma, a 16U Greco champ. Kingsley Menifee, again, name after name. Jack Dara from Missouri doesn't have any of those accolades out to the side of his name, but definitely one to watch. And then there's two, Luke Cochran and Will Conlon, who from the Southeast I think you should pay attention to. And again, some perspective. Michael De La Gata, Sawyer Bartel ran through most of juniors. His only loss was to Michael De La Gata from New Jersey, and that, I mean, he's barely on the list. I mean, that's how tough and how competitive this bracket will be. 195 might be the best weight class in juniors. All right, 220s. Christian Carroll, boy, if you haven't watched Christian Carroll wrestle, need to make sure you go and check him out. His win last year, I think it was over Volker. No, it may have been Ben Cooter. It was, you should definitely go watch. Three at the top who are ranked: Colby Franklin, Cardi Neves, and Dylan Russo. We got a group in the middle, and then, I want you to peek a few names at the bottom. And the first name that should pop out is Carson Floyd. Carson's been wrestling fantastic. He was here a year ago. Got a sense of, he made a run in Fargo a year ago as a first-year junior. He's now got a real opportunity to make the podium at 220. Kylo Rivera was a Pan Am runner-up for Brazil. And Charles Higdon from Georgia, another one to watch here at Junior 220. And our last group, Junior 285. A little bittersweet last year. We watched Chase Horn fall in that freestyle final. But, the Southeast should be back again, wrestling exceptionally well. We've got three at the top: Ateo, Moore, and Parker Farrell. You got Jemikil Lytle from California. And then we've got Ethan Vergera. And Ethan went up to Junior Duels, wrestled lights out. I think he had one loss in freestyle. He told me he's ready to make a run for the top step, and I believe him. He has a shot to make a run for the top step here at 285. You got Spencer Lanasoga. Sorry, Spencer, if I probably slaughtered that name. Who was a freestyle and Greco All-American a year ago at 16Us for Louisiana. Definitely another one to watch. Ryan Smith, Austin Foy from the Southeast are also, or should also, be in the mix. All right, so I'm afraid that might have been pretty quick, trying to make sure that I didn't say too many names. Junior Freestyle, it's going to be lights out. Fantastic. Make sure you tune in. I believe they start on Sunday. And wishing them the best of luck as they all make a run for the podium. See ya.